If I were to ask you to define parallel lines, how would you do it?
Lines that will never touch.
Lines that will never intersect. Okay, so we'll do that. Okay? So lines that will not intersect. Okay? I'm going to add a couple of things onto this. Number one, there's a symbol that we use for parallel lines, and it's just basically a double slash. So be aware of that symbol. We're going to use it when we get down to example number 1. Okay? Yeah, it's usually on an angle, because otherwise it looks like L's. Okay? Number 2 is when you see a picture of parallel lines, if they don't just come out and tell you that they're parallel, they'll tell you in the picture by giving you arrows. So if you have the same set of arrows in the middle of the line, they're saying, oh, those are parallel. They might even do double arrows, okay? Whatever they want to do to signify that they're parallel, okay? If there are no arrows, then you cannot assume that they're parallel unless they give you other information. And it's very similar to perpendicular. Remember, if I give you 2 lines and ask you to determine if they're perpendicular, what are we looking for? What are we looking for? We're looking for that right angle symbol. Without it, we can't assume they're perpendicular. With it, now we can say that they are. Okay? And reminder that the perpendicular symbol is the upside down T. All right, there is a little caveat that we have to add on to the parallel lines. So I'm going to put a little star here. This is super duper important. And that is parallel lines are in the same plane. They have to lie in the same plane. All right, skewed lines. Anybody know what skewed lines are?
Nope. Messed up lines.
Messed up lines. What? Lines that touch each other. Makes sense since parallel lines do not. Anybody else? All right. Lines that will not intersect are skewed lines. Okay, so lines that will not intersect and are not parallel. How is that going to happen? Any ideas? Yep. Different planes. Very good. Okay. As in, they are like in front of one another. They're one's above, one's below. They are in different planes. Planes, basically just 2 planes that are parallel are 2 planes that, don't intersect. We don't really talk about that a whole lot. If you need to write something down for that one, you can. Okay? All right, so perpendicular lines. How do you want to define it? All right, 2 lines that make a 90-degree angle. Okay? So lines that, I'm going to say intersect to make a 90-degree angle. Because we said parallel lines do not intersect. A 90-degree angle. Okay? All right, questions? All right, so then the part here is just an example having you determine which ones are parallel and which ones are skewed, okay? And for this, I'll throw in some boxes down here so that you understand that all the corners are right angles, okay? All right, so that kind of helps a little bit. So, can someone give me a set of parallel lines? Alexis, go ahead.
Is D floating or which one?
Oh, D is this corner that, yeah, it kind of got messed up a little bit, sorry. So this is A, B, C, D, okay? Yeah, so it's kind of floating a little bit above its point. So do you got a set of parallel lines?
A, B, and C, D.
All right, she says A, B, and C, D. What do you think?
Yeah.
All right, so we're going to say A, B, with the bar over it for this segment, is parallel to C, D. Okay, so that's how that works. Can someone give me another line that is parallel to AB? to AB. All right, give me, what is it? Okay, I heard EF. Can someone give me another line that is parallel to AB? HG. Okay, remember, okay, if I can make a box out of it, like I can here, they're parallel. Okay, all that's happening is they're slanted. Okay, parallel, parallel, parallel. Okay, it doesn't matter. They're all going the same direction. Okay? All right. Can someone give me a pair of skewed lines?
Oh,
Yeah, I got it.
Okay, Nate?
Okay, so, C and,
Well, I need two letters.
yeah. C and D
CD,
and F and G.
okay, and FG. Okay? Charlie, how do you do?
good.
Okay? All right, are they in the same plane? Nope. Are they going the same direction? Nope. So that makes them skew. Can someone give me another line that is skewed to CD? So you had your hand up, you want to give me one? No? Charlie? What do you got? Somebody else? All right, go ahead, Lupe. EF is going to be parallel to CD. HE I will take, that's skewed. Okay, go ahead. Well, FG, we already, FG and what? DH. Well, DH is going to intersect CD, so if it intersects it, it can't be skewed, because it can't intersect. Okay, so we need to come up with something else. All right, you got one? BF, all right. BF is an example of one that is skew, because again, going two different directions, they're, nowhere near each other, okay? The other one could have been like AE, okay? So these four, okay, are all skew, okay? All right, pair of parallel planes. Reminder planes, I need 3 letters. Because otherwise 2 letters represents a line or a line segment. So 3 letters. How about Jessica?
ABC,
Okay, plane ABC
and then EFG.
is parallel to EFG. I like it. Okay, so this top plane is parallel to this bottom plane. It works. Okay? All right, I need a pair of perpendicular lines.
How many?
How about, all right, we need someone from that back table. Lupe, go ahead.
G, right?
Well,
Wait, no, I mean, A,
since I'm talking about lines, I need 2 letters.
A,
A what?
E,
All right, AE. Then I'm going to do the upside down T for perpendicular. So what's AE perpendicular to? You've got 4 choices.
F, E,
I need you to speak up.
EF,
EF, that's one of the 4. Okay, yes, these are perpendicular to each other. So you could have said EF. Okay, but he also could have said AB. He also could have said AD. He also could have said EH. It's perpendicular to all of those. Okay? All right, questions? All right, so the big thing here, I think, is just make sure you understand the idea of skew, okay? And then make sure you know the symbols for parallel and perpendicular, okay? All right, there are 2 postulates that we need to be aware of. We don't talk about these a whole lot, but hint, 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 they're going to show up as a multiple choice at the end of the chapter somewhere. I wonder where, okay? All right, first one says, if I have a line and I have a point not on the line, how many lines can I draw through that point that will be parallel to the red line?
1 line.
How many lines can I draw through that point that will be parallel to the red line?
1.
I got 1.
No.
Anybody else?
No, infinite.
3.
Infinite.
Infinite.
Yeah.
How many lines can be parallel to that red line? A lot. One.
What's your question?
To the red line.
What's your question? Zero.
Uno is correct.
That's right.
Notice, if I drew this one blue line through that point, I cannot draw another line through that point that will also be parallel, because if I try and like tilt it just a little bit, well, eventually it's going to intersect the red line. Okay, so your answer is 1. Okay, so think about this. If I give you a line and a point not on the line, how many lines can I draw through that point that will be perpendicular to the red line? One, 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 one. All right, very good. There's only one line that exists. If I try and tilt it just a little bit, it makes an 89-degree angle rather than a 90-degree angle. Okay? All right. Couple more definitions.
Page 2 of another page
All right, the transversal line, I am just going to label as this line. Okay, it is the one that basically intersects the other two lines. It goes from one to another because it's transversing. Okay. All right, there are 4 different types of concepts that we need to learn. And you kind of see them down here: corresponding, alternate interior, alternate exterior, consecutive interior. So first idea that I need you to know is when I talk about interior, interior is in between the two lines. In between, interior. It's inside the two lines. Exterior is outside the two lines. Okay, so make sure you understand that, because we're going to talk about interior, exterior, and interior. Okay? So interior between, exterior on the outside. All right. First one that we need to learn. Corresponding angles. Okay? I am going to use the picture on the right, and I'm going to use the letters to kind of signify, and then I'm going to ask about other ones that can be corresponding. So, B and F are corresponding angles. So angle B and angle F are corresponding angles. Now, the reason why they're corresponding is because notice they're on the same side of the transversal line, and then they're both above the other two lines. So they're kind of like in the same spot. So can anybody give me another pair of corresponding angles? Hint, hint, hint. There's 3 more pairs. Okay, Karina, give me one.
A and E.
Okay, she says A and E. What do you think?
I agree with that.
Correct. I need another one.
D and H.
D and H. D and H, and the last one?
G and C.
G and C. Okay, so there's 4 pairs of corresponding angles. They have to basically be in the same position. Okay? All right, so I'm going to erase all that so we can start again. All right, number 2. Angle D and angle E are alternate interior angles. Okay, so angle D and angle E. Notice that they are inside the two lines. Alternate because they alternate from one side of the transversal line to the other side of the transversal line. One's on the left, one's on the right. So they're alternating sides, but they're both in between. Okay, so they're alternate interior angles. There is only one other set of alternate interior angles. What are they? C and F. Very good. C and F are the other pair. Okay? All right, I'm going to erase this little picture here, and we'll go again. Alternate exterior. We'll go A and H. So angle A and angle H are alternate exterior angles. Okay, there is one other pair of alternate exterior angles.
Angle B and angle G.
Angle B and angle G. How do you do? Very good. Okay, we're doing good. All right. Last one, and that's your consecutive interior. Your consecutive interior are going to be angles like C and E. Angle C and angle E are consecutive interior angles. Remember, consecutive means like in a row. So notice like C and E are like bang, bang next to each other. All right? So they're consecutive. They're interior because they're inside the two lines. There is another set of consecutive interior angles. D and F is the other pair. Okay? Questions? All right, to check for understanding then. Okay? Going down here to the bottom, okay? We've got corresponding angles using the numbers. So can someone give me an angle pair that is corresponding? Lupe,
Angle 2 and angle 8.
angle 2 and 8? Do you guys agree that angle 2 and 8 are corresponding? No? Okay. 2 and 7?
No, 3 and 7.
3 and 7? All right, I'll go with 3 and 7. 3 and 7 I agree with. Okay, because notice that they're both below the transversal line and they're both to the left of their perspective lines. So angle 3 and angle 7. Okay, I need another pair. There's 3 more pairs. Philip.
4 and 8.
4 and 8. 1 and 5. Okay, and 2 and 6. Okay. Alternate interior. There's only 2 sets. Angle 2 and 7. Okay, and what's the other set? So if it's 2 and 7, the other set would be 4 and 5. Okay, alternate exterior. What do we got? 1 and 8. Angle 1 and angle 8. And the other pair? Angle 3 and angle 6. All right. Uno más. One more. What about consecutive interior? Okay. 2 and 5 because they are, again, next to each other.
4 and 7.
Okay, so angle 2 and angle 5. And then what was the other one you said?
4 and 7.
Angle 4 and angle 7. Okay? All right, so now, just to check for understanding real quick before we're done, okay, and that is, what if I asked what angle 1 and 4 are called? Hint, 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 we talked about it when we went over the homework.
What?
Vertical angles, so don't forget about those. All right, so what if I asked, what are angles 7 and 8 called? Adjacent is one name. There's 2 other possibilities. Supplementary. And then angles that are adjacent and supplementary are called,
Oh, I know that.
begins with an L.
Linear.
Linear pairs, okay? So don't forget about those as well, okay? All right? Questions?